Cool. Oh, nice, Naga from Montreal. Awesome. Cool. Nice to see you here. And thanks for the help with my website today. I was so like last minute to try to fix everything. I think it's working now. I hope everything's working fine. But yeah, it took a long time to figure all this out. The WordPress thing, so hard. But yeah, so welcome Naga. Cool. By the way, for the guys here, Naga is someone who came to the meetup last month and a couple of months before, which is pretty cool. Oh, this is yeah, it should work now. Yeah. I don't know who's that DVV, but yeah, welcome for sure. Nice. Yeah, it should work. I'm using this time Hangout, Google Hangout, which is much easier. I think it's much better. So usually that's gonna work better than most other ways, but we'll figure it out. If it bugs, I'll just find a way. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. Cool. Hungary. Whoa. Nice. Hungary. CS Bugnar. That's cool. Hungary. It's like what 6 hours ahead. Pretty interesting. Pretty cool. I'm super happy about that. Oh, Dublin. Nice. Awesome. And that's cool too. Yeah. But Dublin is like also 6 hours ahead, I think. It's pretty nice. Happy to have you guys here. And I really hope I can make a difference for you guys tonight. I hope I can bring some advice. And if you guys have any question at any time. Oh, Victor. Nice. Yeah, we were talking before about not sure if you would be able to join, but cool. Nice. That's great. Awesome. We have people from pretty much everywhere. Montreal, Dublin. I'm from Montreal too, so Hungary. Nice. Yeah, we'll have a lot of people. That's cool. I do want to make sure you guys know that I really love this chat box. So if you guys have any question at any time in the webinar, in the event, comment below, let me know, and I'll do my best to help out and to answer the question. I might not get right away to the question. I might wait a little bit, but I'll definitely go to the question at least at the end, if I can during the webinar. But if not, just at the end. So, but I'll definitely want to get to them for sure. Bahamas. Oh, nice. I guess weather's better there. So it's cool. Nice weather there. Awesome. So we'll wait like 2 more minutes. And oh, Vietnam. Awesome. Vietnam. Oh, Vietnam is so cool. I was there like 3 weeks ago. I don't know if Jimmy watched my videos, but it's a cool place for sure. I wish I could go back at some point. Nice. So we have, I think, 5 people. If you guys just joined now and didn't log in the chat box, do it as soon as possible, because this way you can interact with me and we can chat. And I think it's just much better for you. You have to enter an email and a username, I think, or a name, but pick whatever you want as long as you're logged in. I don't really care. You can enter like a fake email, doesn't matter. But it's just to interact with you guys and to be able to connect, and so you guys can ask questions. All right. Yeah, so I didn't take any trade today. No, it's not true. I took one entry that I'm still waiting to see if it's gonna be a trade or not. But it's been pretty slow these days. We'll see. Just let me know below if you guys traded today or not. It's possible you didn't trade. It's possible you traded a lot. But let me know. I'm curious if you guys are trading actively or not. I want to know like what kind of trader you are. Also, if you're more like the 9 to 5, like someone with a 9 to 5 job, trading on your spare time, it's fine. You might not trade every day, but just let me know, because I'm curious to see if you guys trade a lot or just a little bit more passively. And I gave up this idea of trading actively a few years ago. Now I'm really focusing on building this, like helping people and trading on the side. So it's pretty interesting. I think it goes much better that way for me. So but it's something you guys can figure out by yourself, and we'll talk about it tonight for sure, the way to trade. Oh, Texas. Nice. Awesome, Texas. Awesome. So we have some people from the US, Vietnam, Dublin. Nice. That's cool. Really cool. Okay, so we'll give it 1 minute and then we start right away, because we have a lot to cover tonight, and I hope you guys are going to benefit from it. I'm pretty sure if you take notes, and we'll talk about this in a few moments, but if you take note, it's definitely going to help, and it's things that really help me a lot. Very passive, Naga. Yeah, yeah. But Naga's putting a lot of work, and I've seen it to many many meetups that we do in Montreal, and oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. If you squeeze, yeah, just let me go back to this idea. Naga's been putting a lot of work, and he came to the meetup a few times. All the time he's there, like early. He's putting in the work, and that's really really awesome to see. Someone who's passionate, someone who's willing to like learn a lot and take note. And the cool thing about Naga is that he won like a, a free academy at some point in the I think last Christmas or something. So that's pretty cool. It's something that I hope you benefit a lot from it. That's pretty cool. I see there's a lot of people that I didn't see. So we have Robert Gross. Cool. I'm happy you joined, Robert, because we talked today about. I think he sent me an email about not being able to see the page, and I was just saying a few minutes ago that I had some problem today with the website. So I'm happy you can join, and that's gonna be really awesome. Yeah, I think right. So who's that again? Yeah, we had DVV saying that you could put like the chat box and the screen on one page. Yeah, it's possible. You can also open the chat box, so you can get like a new page, a new tab in your computer if you want. It's possible. And if you want to do that, it's fine. But squeezing the two is kind of hard, so I guess it's maybe better that way. Nice. We have some full-time creators. That's cool. Awesome. So who's that? It's let me go back a little bit. Jim. So Jim is full-time trader from Vietnam. Awesome. We have some people no experience with trading, which is cool. Also, we'll talk about that tonight. I'm gonna start because it's 7:06. Today, what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna talk about a few things. So first of all, who I am and why this event. It's something I do sometimes when I can, but I really love it. So we'll talk about that a little bit, and then how to go from how to go to trading live in less than 2 months. It's only 5 simple steps that I'll share with you guys. It's really really simple when you think about it. You just have to put every single action into place at the right time, and then we'll maybe take a short break and talk about the 3 changes you need to make for your best trading month. And I've did this for a couple of times, and every time I had a bad month, I was able to put out one of those 3 things, just change it a little bit, tweak it a little bit, and I would have a better month after that. So it's something that you can use to readjust, or just to get a better month if you have bad month these days. And then we'll do Q&As at the end. One thing I want to tell you guys. Cool, Naga. Okay, cool. So one thing I want to tell you guys, sorry about that, is to stay focused tonight. It's much more recommended you close all the tabs you have, except if you have a chat box on one tab and the video on the other tab. Just keep those 2, but don't have like Facebook and everything on the side. It's just too confusing, and it's just gonna be too hard to remember anything. And after I did this a few times, trying to follow like a webinar with Facebook or YouTube open in the background, and you just don't get the same value. Like you attend this, but you don't get you're not fully present, and you don't get the full value of the webinar. So as much as possible, close out everything except this. Focus on this. Take note if you want, and focus on trying to figure out how you can grow from this thing here. And we've talked about that a little bit before, but I would like you guys to tell me for how long you've been trading. Some people doing it full time, like Jim. Probably you've traded for a long time or a few years at least. But if not, if you didn't trade at all, it's fine. If you have zero years of experience, totally fine. But I'm just curious to know, guys. So comment in the chat box, and I want to know a little bit how long you've been trading for. For myself, it's been solid now 4 years, I think. And 4 years is like, after 4 years, you don't feel super a great trader. You do feel good, but you do feel like you still have a lot to learn. So that's why I still feel I learn every day, and I think it doesn't stop, right? You still learn every day, even if you've been trading for a long time. But I'm curious to know for you guys. And then I'll share one of the thing after. 2 years, awesome. DVV, awesome. 2 years, cool. 2 years is not that bad. I remember though the first 2 years I had, they were like really 2 years of doing anything, like doing anything you think is not possible. I was probably doing it, like random stuff. So my first 2 years were not that great, but some people learn faster. I don't think I learned that fast. I think some people learn faster. I think some people take longer to learn. So it depends. It totally depends. What 13? Yeah, nice. 13 years. Awesome. Who's that? Let me go back in the comment. 13 years. That's awesome. So yes, 13 years. Nice, nice. Curious if we have people in between, like 4 or 5 years, possibly, or maybe we have people who are brand new, which is possible too. Yeah, cool. About 8 months. Okay, okay, 8 years. That's big too. That's a lot. And depending, like I know some people trade for a long time, but they're like on and off, which is not the best case ever because you're not like fully committed to one thing. You're not learning all the time, so it might depend. But if you have like a solid 13 years of experience that you go through, and you know what you're doing, it's like it's. I guess you feel like solid at that time. I guess you feel like really confident. So zero experience, PL1. That's cool. Cool too. We'll talk about that anyway. So we'll go through all the steps. And if you guys are more experienced, I guess you'll benefit more from the 3 changes. If you're kind of new, you'll probably benefit more from the first part, which is going to be the 5 steps. But I do want to share with you guys a couple of words, 4 words that really kept me stuck in the same place for a long, long time, for really, really long. And those words are not that hard. They're really simple. I already know that. Whenever I was like reading a book or going through a webinar or reading online, those are the 4 words that came to my mind. I know that already. I guess I'm good. I know all that stuff. And the moment you tell yourself this, you kind of passing over everything you learn. Like all the things you read, you say, "Oh, I know this before. I've seen this before. I guess it's not new." But the more you get into trading, the more you figure out that kind of like everybody's saying the same thing. All these people out there, they say the same thing, and all the success factors are all the same. Everyone know what they are pretty much, or they discover them along the way. But if you're looking for like new stuff that you've never seen before tonight, I really doubt that you'll find it. I really doubt you'll find something brand new you've never seen before. You're probably gonna have heard of some things, but you need to be open-minded and you need to be able to like put everything aside and tell yourself, did I implement what I hear tonight? And did I really got result from this? If you tried it before and you didn't get result, and I mean if you tried it for a long time, you didn't get result, then it's fine, like forget that stuff. But if you never tried it and you never got result, then you might like spend some time trying it a little bit, because you need to implement a few things in your trading to get result, and that's a big key. But if you tell yourself from the start that you're not going to get anything from this because you've heard it before in like Mark Douglas book or any other traders online or any TV show or whatever, you're not going to move forward. So I just want to make that clear from the start, and once we're clear on that, we can move to another part. Just want to say pretty shortly, this trading is not for people who want to get rich quick. Okay, I think this idea is like really bad, and if you guys want to get rich quick, it's not the best way to do it. Then if you have no interest in trading, like if you don't care about what trading is, you just want to make money, it's not gonna be for you tonight. And of course, I want to help people who have a passion for trading, not just people who want to make money from trading. I don't think it's the same thing. And we've talked about it before. I don't think you can succeed if you don't have a real passion for trading. If you're not sure that you want to do this full time, you might not be 100% sure. But if you don't have this feeling you want to get in trading again and again and again, when you fail, you're not going to get result and you're not going to want to move forward. So it's just want to make this clear right now. And if you don't want to listen, like we said, it's not going to be for you. Okay, so who I am. I have this fancy slide here, which is supposed to talk about who I am. But I'll just, if you guys don't mind, I'll just step one thing here, because that's going to be frustrating for you guys. So I think you guys are going to see better that way. This is a great app, by the way. And I'll just go right here to talk about who I am. I think I know pretty much who I am, so I don't need a slide to talk about that. But basically, I've been hosting the Result Trade podcast for about 2 years now. We're about to reach 100th episode, which is really cool. And one of the reasons why I started that thing is I started to trade 4 years ago. I used to say 2 years ago, but 4 years ago. And basically, at some point I figured out that this is really what I wanted to do for a longer time. And I'll share the story exactly of how that happened in a couple of minutes. But the things that I'm most passionate about right now are trading methodology, so how you can put all the activities in one place to get result in trading. Because you'll see often that the way you trade is a reflection of the things you do outside trading. It's only trading itself. It's like all these things: goal setting, having a plan, meditation, exercise, all those things on the side. They have more impact in your trading than just only trading, just being in front of the chart and trading. So those are the things that I like to talk about, because I think they have a big impact in the way you trade. And then I also like trading psychology, talking about how you control your emotions, how you have to build patience, all those things. I like to talk about it a lot because it's really, really useful again. And I trade right now swing. It's trade intraday a little bit more, but now I do more multi-time frame because it's less time consuming and I can trade even when I travel. And I found out recently that trading intraday is really hard when you travel. So I'm more going to be focused on swing from now on and less intraday. But I do like both style. I just think that swing trading is more useful when you travel. And it's just much easier to trade that way. So that's what I do most of the time. I've been featured on a couple of places. I won't talk about it too much. I think it's self-explanatory. You guys have probably seen those posts before. On Huffington Post, Forex Factory, FX Trader Magazine, all that stuff. And the one thing I want to tell you guys though, it's that I'm a big fan of, and you guys are gonna probably know right now, travel, right? I've been to a couple of places right now, and the more I travel, the more I want to travel. This is my most recent trip in Shanghai. I've done a lot of cities. You guys have seen the videos. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. But this is really what got me started in trading. Those kind of travels. About 2 years ago, I was traveling in China, and it's back to 2015. I was traveling to China, and I was doing like a student exchange there at that time. And one day I came across this factory that I wanted to visit. So I thought it might be interesting for me to see what a factory looked like in China. So I went there in Dongguan, went through the factories, talked with the owners and everything. And they started to show me like all the things around that place. So all the thing with the basically the factory and everything. And I came to realize that really people living there didn't have any living like condition, any good condition. The only thing they were doing is they were working like around here, and they were going to sleep there, and then they were coming back here to work next morning. Okay, so that was really like a circle that they were doing all the time. And even though we don't do that stuff here as much in Canada, we do something similar, right? We wake up every single day to go to work. We come back home, then we go to work. We come back home. We do something a little bit. We go to work. Well, we sleep, go to work, and it's always a cycle that repeats itself. And I thought, like in 2 months, I have to go back to Canada, right? So I didn't want to do that stuff again. I didn't want to have to wake up, go to a job, and come back home. And in fact, it didn't happen like right away. I didn't become a full-time trader right away. But when I came back to Canada, I had this like bad job of working in a distribution center in near my house in Canada. And I was going to work, going back home at night. I was traveling so much, like 2 hours every day to go to work. And then I was coming back home. And I said, well, boy, like it doesn't work. I don't want to do this like all my life. It's not going to make sense. So I decided at that point to become really serious about trading. And that's where I got more and more interested in trading, and I invested in a coach. I bought some books. I started to interview traders on my podcast and everything to get more and more advanced. And then a few years later, I got some financing, and I was able to trade full-time with that financing from other people. And I do want to say it's not my money I trade, but I think it's fine if you trade other people's money, as long as you know what you're doing. So that's the point where I was able to go through, right? That point of trading for other people. And that allows me right now to travel and trade at the same time. And it's just like a great lifestyle. It's something that you wake up and you want to do. because it just feels awesome, right? Compared to all these other people you see going stressed out trying to work, and they just have no living condition compared to what I do right now, which is really, really awesome. And I really get to do what I love to do, which is cool also. So I don't want to brag here, but I do want to get back to you guys. Tell me what's your number one goal right now. Like, what is the goal you want to accomplish by the end of the year, or let's say 12 months? If we were to talk again, like we talk now, if we were to talk again in a year, what would be the things you guys want to have done in that time frame, the 12 month? Could be trading, could be non-trading, but I want to know because it's really gonna help me figure out how I want to like orient this webinar today. So comment in the chat box, and I'll wait a little bit to hear you guys' questions, and then we'll get moving on a little bit. Because you guys know that one of the main things you can do if you want to achieve something is first to have a goal. And once you have that goal, then you can start to work toward it. But if you're not sure, if you just say, well, I want to trade. Okay, I just want to trade. But how are you going to know that you're good at trading? And how are you going to know that you've reached your goal, right? So we want to make this as precise as possible so that you guys know where you're heading and what you have to do to get there, right? So that's a big, big part. So for those of you guys, even if you traded for a long time, like 13 years, you still should have some goals with you. You still have something that you want to make, that you want to do in 12 months. Okay, so we have Naga, want to trade from a live account. Cool. Travel plus trading, BL1. Long-term goal, financial freedom. Okay. Make enough money from trading. This is this is really vague. So how much is enough money? And how are you going to know when you get there, right? That's a big part. Because enough money from trading could be like you live in a small house, you have, I don't know, like whatever, like you live in a small house and you have a few $1,000s of expense per month. That could be it, right? That could be enough money. Or you want to live like you want to travel, or you want to like, so you have to be really precise as much as possible. I love the one from is that Shannon? Time freedom. That's really, really cool. That's something that a lot of people want, and it's pretty much like the number one thing I wanted at that time. Time freedom. Trade and enjoy the lifestyle. That's really, really good. I love that stuff. Awesome. I think that's Shannon, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be wrong. Awesome. So I love those goals, but as much as possible, you guys have to be precise. You have to know exactly what you want. And you have to write it down, right? I would take that thing you wrote right now and put it on a piece of paper near you. And then like look at it every single day to make sure you're on the right track. And that every single day you're putting part of your day to working on that goal, to work on what you want to achieve. But unless you're kind of reminded every single day of it, you're not gonna succeed, and that's just not gonna work. And I was trying to figure out, but I do have a notebook on my desk with all my goals. I want to show you guys, but it's going to be hard a little bit. So we'll skip for now. And let's get to this part. How to go to live. This is going to be really simple. 5 steps. If you guys are new right now to trading, you're starting here at phase number 1. Okay? You're going to start right here. If you guys are more experienced, you're going to be somewhere between these steps. Okay? The only thing now is going to be to figure out where you are in that scheme. So what are the things you've done, and what are the things you didn't do so far? So we'll talk about the 5 in details, and I'm gonna answer your question, guys, if you have any question at the same time. So I see 2 questions here, two things. So one guy wants to move to Panama, cool. Another one, 100K per year, which is really good. Okay, that's clear. The other one is 10 to 15K per month. Good, pretty much the same thing, a little bit more. That's good. So those are good goals. Then you have to figure out how trading is going to help you reach that. Is it possible? And my guess is yes, it's possible. If you don't have the money, we'll talk about how you can get financing. And that's going to be something we can talk about for sure. Because it's going to be, I guess, a good topic you guys want to know about. So cool. That's cool. So those are the 5 steps you guys have to go through. So let's start with the first one. Completely inexperienced. That's the step where you don't know about anything about trading. You just hear about it like somewhere, either from a friend, from a relative, from a blog online, from a book, from a movie, and then you want to start to trade. So you've heard about trading a little bit. You see the benefit of becoming a trader, so you know how you could be able to live if you trade and travel, let's say. The only problem is that at this point, confidence is going to be at its highest. Okay, that's really, really key. Oh. Confidence is going to be at its highest. Right there. And your skill are going to be at their lowest. In other words, you are confident you can succeed, but you don't know how you can do it. Right? You are confident you can succeed, but you don't have the skills to succeed. You're just doing anything at trading. You don't know what you have to do to succeed. And usually you're gonna kind of trade a little bit, crash at that time. And a lot of people, that's where they're gonna go away. They're gonna try it out, they're gonna fail, and they're gonna move on. But if you have the passion to trade a little bit longer, that's where you're really gonna stick. And you're gonna be there to keep moving forward and to keep trying it again and again and again. And that's where it becomes powerful. If you are at this stage though, these are the things you need to focus on. So first of all, instead of going through the books of how to make money, try to read books about real traders, what they've done, or listen to interviews of how people have done. Because if you jump right away into technical analysis, it's going to be too hard, it's going to be too complex, and you're going to be stuck in this mindset that you have to learn the technical stuff to succeed in trading, which is not right. You don't have to be a good analyst to succeed as a trader. You just have to figure out how you can execute something consistently, and this you get this from the books, from the interviews you listen. Those are not things you get in technical analysis books, because they only talk about how to look at a chart. But what you want to know is how you can keep the same mindset that real traders have all the time, and that's the good part here that you have to focus on. And then you have to figure out how you will use trading. So is trading going to be only like a part-time income for you, or is it going to be a full-time income that you want to jump to? So in other words, like, what is your goal? Okay, that's going to be, and I really don't write well on these charts, but what is your goal? Okay, that's this part here. And then you're going to start slowly to read some books about technical analysis, about how trading works, how you can make money trading. But first, do this. So listen to interviews, try to figure out how the real traders think, what they really do, not like what people do to make money, but how traders think in general. What they do if they have a losing trade. What do they do if they blow up their account? Or what do they do if they have a bad month? Right? Those things you need to learn from the start. And how do they think about a losing trade or a winning trade? Right? Those are things you have to learn at first. And then you can jump to technical analysis after that. Now, what you need to avoid? A couple of things. First of all is the pressure to go live quickly. So many people went live too fast because they didn't know like what to do before, how to prepare, and they just jumped live because the only way you can make money is to trade live. And I get that, but you need to stop a little bit, and think about really how to make this work, how to plan to make this work fine at the beginning. And if you want to get exposed to all the content online, you're just going to get overwhelmed and you might quit because you have too much information. You want to try too many things, and that's kind of bad. So as much as possible, you have to focus on a few things, focus on like 1 to 2% online, and then learn as much as possible from them, and then apply, right? Don't learn from everyone. It's just a recipe for failure. All right, so once we've done that, second step is now you know a little bit what trading is about. You've learned from a few traders how they think, a little bit how they analyze the market, but not that much. Now it's time to get set up. And I know some people right now, they're at this step, or they've done this step a little bit. So people like Naga, you've done that before, I'm pretty sure. You were starting to get set up. So the big problem here is people are going to get stuck in details. They're going to want to try to master and maximize everything. How to pick the perfect broker, how to pick the best charts, how to look at the best like candlestick pattern, whatever. But the idea here is that you want to pick something and be willing to modify it along the way. If you find a better way next time, like fine, just tweak it, change it. That's fine. But don't get caught up in details, because this can take. I've seen this, like people getting stuck in this and taking 2 months or 3 months just to pick a broker, right? A broker is, it's not that bad. Like, yes, I get it, you have your money, but when you want to open a demo account or a small live account, it's not gonna matter that much, right? So you want to try it, like you want to do your work, of course. Look at what's best in your case, or what is gonna be good in your case, but don't get overwhelmed and look in all the details trying to figure out all the perfect stuff. And there's not one best broker, right? That's one thing that I tell people all the time. The best broker is going to be the broker that works for you. And you have to look at, those are two things I tell: customer service and then their platform. How is their platform? I've seen brokers with terrible customer service or terrible platform. But the platform is kind of important, right? Because you trade on it. And the customer service is kind of important because you might get stuck and you might need help from them. So as much as possible, those are two things you need to look at. And this one, customer service, the best thing to do is to kind of talk to them, email them, see if they reply, if they give you good service. Even if you don't have an account, if they can help you out, that's a good sign that they have a good customer service. And a platform, you have to try it out yourself. So open a demo account on any broker, try their platform, try to see how it works. If it's easy to use, good. If it's not easy to use, then too bad, it's fine. But I was talking with Naga before at the meetup. He said I think he tried MetaTrader 4, and this is like really old style right now compared to everything I have online, like TradingView, all these brokers, all these platforms from brokers. It's really old style. So he was saying MetaTrader is really bad, and he decided to move on to another platform. But if you have a broker that only has MetaTrader that it supports, you're kind of going to be stuck. Right? It's not going to be really good, because you're really going to be stuck with a bad platform that maybe doesn't fit your style, doesn't fit how you want to trade. So you want to try it out before and see if it's really for you. And then the next step is going to be, once you kind of notice a little bit, you have to make a plan. And people here, they're going to get stuck in backtesting something and just try it out. And if they make money, they're going to trade it live. But backtesting is not everything, right? Because you have to know why your strategy works. Or in other words, how the market moves. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. I want to show you guys exactly how I look at it. But if you just backtest like random stuff, that doesn't make any sense. Like when price reach a high, you sell, like whatever, you sell. And then you backtest this, it works for a few months. It might not work forever, because you have to know how the market works and what things happen in the market. And we'll talk about that a little bit later again. So you have to know why your strategy works. If you guys have any questions so far, let me know. But for now, I'll just keep going on. We'll take a break in a moment for you guys. So if you want to do something else in a moment, we'll do that. But for now, this is how you're going to get the most result for the effort you put in. The game of mastery. Game of trading mastery. You're going to have many things you can learn in trading, right? There's so many things. Price action, support resistance, indicators, like whatever. I'm going to name a few: Fibonacci, RSI. All these things, you can learn all of them, right? But if you just spend time learning all of them, it's going to be really overwhelming. It's going to be time consuming. You could spend like your whole day trying to learn indicators. But is it really what you need to learn? And do you need to learn all of them? The answer is going to be straight no. You don't need to learn all the indicators. You don't need to learn all the ways people trade in the market. It's not useful, right? So as much as possible, you want to try to master one thing at once. The game's going to be you master one thing, like you become the best at it. And then you go to the next one. Then you pick another one. Then you pick another one. All the time. Until you've got to the point where you kind of master in a few things. And you can trade successfully. And this is what I've done the most to get the biggest result. So the first thing I started to learn is I went through support resistance. Or even before that was market phase. So how the market moves. And then I really like mastered this a lot. I read books, I went to seminars about this. I had a coach teaching me about this. Then I went to support resistance, because those things go into market phase. Okay, so trying to learn how support resistance works. and how that stuff is working out. And then I went to price action. Once I was able to master support resistance, once I was able to draw them perfectly, then I went to price action. How to look at price action, what things I should look at. And then I went to trying to learn all the things about one indicator. Only one, like one indicator, that's it. And once I knew this, I had my first strategy written down on paper right away. Because I knew all the possible things I could put together and all the things I had to use in my trading. But if you just like pick all these 4 and learn them all like from tomorrow, you're gonna be like overwhelmed. You're not gonna know where to focus, and you have like so many information from so many people on what you want to learn. So you have to pick one, learn each one in details. Like whatever it's gonna be. If it's gonna be pivot points, learn it like as much as you can. If it's gonna be Fibonacci, learn it as much as you can. But until you've mastered that thing, you cannot move to the next one. You cannot pick another tool. You cannot pick another indicator to help you trade or to learn, right? It's because it's gonna be too difficult, and you're gonna learn. So you're gonna forget so many things. So pick one, and then you have to test yourself to see if you're really good at it. So the one thing you can do, like let's say you learn support resistance, is you're gonna pick a chart. Try to identify all the support resistance line on that chart and see if you do them right. Like compare this to someone else who's better than you at it. See if they do it the same way. If yes, if it's like similar, well, it's good because you've done it right. But if it's not similar, you might have a problem, and you might want to try to work on it again a little bit more. So you have to test yourself in every single thing you learn. And the thing is, when you test yourself and you succeed, you gain confidence and you're able to move forward a little bit more, because then you know how stuff work, and you know like what you need to focus on again in the future. That's called deliberate practice. So deliberate practice is not only practice, because you could draw support resistance all your life, but if you don't do it right, it's not gonna be worth it. It's not gonna be helpful at all. So you want to focus on what you can master, and then you move to another thing. And once you've tested yourself on that, then you can develop confidence, and then you can start to practice live. So that's the third step. This is my favorite, guys. Let me look at the question right now. I see one question, BL1. Is this presentation available on YouTube? Not really. This is like a YouTube video for now, but the replay is going to be available only for I think 4 days after the live event, or 3 days after the live event. So no, it's not going to be public on YouTube. It's going to be only for people who signed up, and only for like 3 days after the event. All right. So my favorite one, killing your expectation. Okay, the number one thing I hear all the time from people is, what return should I aim for per month? The only problem with this, and I'm sure you guys have asked this like so many times before, maybe you didn't, but if you didn't, it's really good. But if you did, I guess it's just fine. It's just what people are supposed to do sometimes. But whenever you talk about return that you should get per month, it shows that you're not process oriented. You don't understand that trading is about following a process and becoming addicted to following that process over and over again. Okay, so if you think about return, and if you start to compare yourself to other people, you're already stuck. You're already not going to achieve your goal, because you're always going to push yourself to trade more, or you're going to force yourself not to trade enough because you want to be like other people. And if you guys want to be like other people, you're much better just getting a job, forgetting about trading, and just doing that job forever, right? Because you're not, when you get in trading, you have to be able to focus on yourself and focus on like how you can be better every single day. So if you start to expect something, again, if you say, well, I should at least have 20% per month because that's what I expect, your expectation doesn't mean anything. They don't mean anything in life. So if you kill them, it's much better, because then you're not going to be pissed off at yourself or not going to be angry at yourself because you only had like 8% per month or 5% per month. It's totally fine. But the moment you expect something, you're putting yourself in position to be disappointed, and that's a big problem because you're not moving forward. The easiest way to move forward is to be proud of what you do. If you're not proud, you're not moving forward. because you always be like on yourself, not happy because you don't move forward enough, and that's a big problem. So accept that you won't get rich tomorrow, next week, next month. You won't get rich, but that over time, you're gonna get better, and you're gonna get better every single day if you try to master everything like we talked about before. But kill your expectation. The moment you expect anything, even if it's from a trade, you expect a trade to be right. Like, forget it. It's not gonna happen. Forget expectation. Just focus on how you can be better and how you can master this one thing right here. Okay, how you can master this, the process. How you can master the process. How you can be the best at doing the process. Executing on your plan. That means doing everything right so that you get to the end of your plan. Okay, if you focus on this, you have no expectation, but the results are gonna come. That's where you're gonna see the biggest growth in your trading. When you can focus on your process, what you have to do every single day to be perfect or to be excellent, and then the result will come, and your expectation will disappear. So put like the one thing I can tell you guys is to put away all your expectation right now. Every single thing you think about, okay, put them aside. And the one challenge I have for you guys is to try one thing for a whole month before saying it's good or bad. Before saying everything is good or bad, like a strategy, like a tool, like something you tweak, try it for a whole month. And then at the end of that whole month, if it's really, really not working, then it's good. Like you've seen it and put it away. But if you didn't try it for a whole month and you didn't put all your efforts on seeing that real thing and doing it perfectly for a whole month, you cannot say it's good or bad because you didn't try it enough. And that's something that I did at one point, and I saw a big result because this is the first time I was following my strategy for real. I was following my plan perfectly without expectation. I was maybe expecting to get some return from that, but I said, even if I don't get those return, even if I don't get that 20% per month, I'm still going to be happy because I'm going to be doing that thing for a month. My goal is not going to be to get 20% per month. It's going to be to do that whole thing, the one thing I want to do, like the strategy I want to test or this tool I want to learn, doing it every single day for 1 month. And then I'm going to see result. But I don't care about the return I'm going to get. I'm just going to try to see if this works, and I'm going to focus on only that. And that's where you see the biggest result, I think. Alright, so if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment. I didn't look much at the questions, but I still have some things. I'll go back to this again. But step 4 is going to be keeping track of your progress. We've talked about it a lot before, either if it's going to be like in my videos or everywhere. But you need to have a journal at least. But not a P&L journal, because a P&L journal is going to be the worst thing ever. A journal where you track only your profit and loss, it's not going to reflect all the efforts you do and all the things you put in place. You could be like a good trader and lose money, but that's fine. But what's more important is for you to write your lessons down. Everything you learn every single day, like the lessons about news, about what to do, what not to do, like what happens when you're stressed, what comes before you get stressed, what comes before you get angry, what comes before you put a bad trade. Those are the things you have to learn and you have to write down, because those are big lessons. Those lessons like people could pay thousands for to learn, but you learn them yourself every single day. The only difference is, are you going to write them down, or are you going to let them flow away and forget about them? Right? That's a big thing. If you can write all the lessons you get every single day on a notebook, and I've done this a lot. Like I have tons of notebooks full of notes of what I learned trading. But if you cannot write those things down, you're just gonna forget. And that's why all the people you see, like Richard Branson, Benjamin Franklin, they all had a big notebook that they were writing things down every single day. Because every single day is a day where you can either learn or do nothing. If you learn, you move forward. If you do nothing, you just take it at the same pace, at the same place you were before. So I want to encourage you guys to write things down as much as possible, and that's going to help you move forward a lot more than just going every single day trading and only be focused on trading instead of learning. And no journal, as we said, means you'll forget and you won't progress. That's pretty simple. But don't get stuck, right? I see a lot of people want to they get stuck because the only thing that drives them is their P&L. They see they're doing well, so they trade good. They see they're not doing well, so they're disappointed. They miss steps. They don't look at their chart. They forget things because they're not trading well. And that's just going to continue the circle of trading not good. So you want as much as possible even not to look at your P&L. Like myself, I don't look at my P&L for 1 month. And at the end of the month, I look at it to see, okay, so what happened this month? Did I win money? Did I lose money? But to me, it doesn't matter because I know over time I'll get money. I'll win money. But if you can just fix this like a month or 2 weeks at least, or even 1 week, like maximum, don't go like more than 1 week, then you can really focus on the process, focus on what you learn along the way. And at the end of the month, reevaluate, right? Reevaluate if the things you tried was good or bad. Reevaluate if the things you've learned have made results or not. But don't look in between the weeks because then you'll only get disappointed. Either you'll get disappointed because you had bad result, or you'll get excited because you had good result. And in both cases, you'll trade bad. You're not going to trade right. So you want as much as possible to put this away and focus on the process, as we said all the time. All right. So we went through the 5 steps, I think. I want to take like a 5-minute break for you guys to kind of refocus on this, think a little bit about that, and we'll get back in 5 minutes to focus on the next part, the 3 change. If you guys have any question now, or if you want to complete your notes now, and we'll get back in 5 minutes, so you guys can have some things to apply. And yeah, post any question you have in the chat box, and I'm gonna answer them right away after the break. And if you want to like stretch or exercise, do it. It's gonna help you stay focused and be in a better state for the next part. Alright, so did you guys stretch a little bit or did some exercise? We'll wait a little bit, like 1 minute, and then we'll start to write it a little bit again. And And if you guys have any question, comment below as always, and we'll make sure to answer the question. It's actually like one of the first time I do a break in between, but I think it's helpful to kind of get up and stretch a little bit so you guys can refocus after, because like there's so much content, so many things that you guys need to work on, that if we were to cover everything at once, I think it's kind of too hard for you guys, so, or for people in general, even for me. So I'm trying this out this time. We'll see how this goes, but all right, so let's get started with the next part. If you guys are here, we'll keep going right away. And I want to talk about 3 changes you guys need to make to get your best month. And those are things that kind of maybe look abstract a little bit, like they don't look really concrete, but those are really, really helpful things. So we'll get in details on all of them. The first one is going to be to be present. The second one is going to be how to analyze the market right. Like, you need to learn simple but right technical analysis. And I'll show you guys exactly how I look at the market these days. Like, what are the things I consider in a very simple way. And then becoming aware. This is really, really major. And I think I'll have a bonus for you guys at the end. A bonus change you need to make. So first thing, being present. What does that mean? We kind of talked about it a little bit before in the beginning, how to be present. But it's always about putting everything aside and focusing on one thing, one specific thing, which is going to be trading, how to trade. And you have to remember at this point that the possibility of losing your next trade is always going to exist. It's always going to be there. You can always lose every single trade you take. So whenever you take a trade that you are not ready to lose, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because you might lose it. Very possibly, it's very possible you can lose a trade, and you never know how many trades in a row you can lose. Could be 1, could be 10, could be 20. It's possible, right? It's just a game of probability. But even then, you never know when you're gonna lose a trade. So you have to be really careful at this point. And you have to realize also at the same time that the past performance you have does not affect the next trade. Does not affect how you're gonna trade the next time. You could have the worst drawdown, but you have to trade the same way the next trade. You cannot change your strategy. You cannot do things differently the next time, because it has nothing to do with the past. It has nothing to do with how you performed before. Every single trade is independent from the last one and from the next one. That's really important. So that's why you need to commit to entering all the trades that meet your plan. If you second guess yourself, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If you enter a trade because it doesn't fit your plan, just because you want to enter it, you're shooting yourself in the foot again. And you have to be present. You have to realize this. It's okay if you do it once, and I'm not going to scream at you because you do it once. Everybody's done that. Entering a trade that they shouldn't enter, or entering a trade that they should have, or not entering a trade they should have entered. Not entering a trade they should have entered. That's possible. Like, everybody's doing it every single day. But when you say you have to be present, it means you have to see this. You have to realize. You have to write this down in your notebook. Well, I've missed this. I've missed that. I should have done this right. That's being present, because you really focus on what you should have done and what you did. Like, you contrast the two, and that's really, really helpful. The more you can be present and ask yourself questions like, what did I do well today? What did I do not well today? How can I improve tomorrow? Was I really prepared this morning to trade? Did I really look at my plan before the day? Am I really 100% clear about the plan I should trade today? Like, do I know everything of what I have to do? Do I have any doubt about my trading right now? If you can ask yourself those questions and reflect on those questions again, and I recommend you guys take note of them in the replay or after that, but just to make sure you got them and you answer them one by one, to make sure that you focus on what you have to work on, because those questions are gonna tell you what you need to work on. What are the things that you need to focus on? If you see you have a rough spot that you need to fix, it's your job to work on it, and it's your job to get the resource to work on that spot. So that's being present. But remember, like, you have to enter all the trades, but you do have to have a clear plan. That's going to be very detailed to know what to enter, but very clear also. So you know, like, you don't second guess yourself. It's clear. Either it's yes or it's no. It's not maybe it looks like it, I might enter the trade. No, like it's yes or no. It has to be super clear. And I'll send you guys a bunch of resources after this webinar, so you guys can kind of like put everything on paper. I have a template. I also have like the how do we say, like a summary of these slides, so you guys can use them. And you're gonna get all this by email after that. Now, second key to consistency, second key to getting your investment, is to learn the right technical analysis. And this can go a long way, because everybody out there is going to tell you all the things about technical analysis, which indicator works best, which line is better drawn, which tool works better in this market, in this place, and this stuff. But I want to help you guys bring this down to the most simple thing, and this comes down to belief. Right? If you believe that one thing is right, you're always going to do that thing the same way. If you believe that your support resistance should be like whatever, vertical lines, okay, let's say you believe that, well, all your support and resistance line on your chart, they're all going to be vertical. Is it the right way to do? Maybe not, but you believe it's that way. So that's why we say you don't trade the market, you trade your belief, because what you believe is true, it's what you're going to do, and it's what you're going to trade in the end. So it's really important for you to know what's the right thing and how the things work for real. And keep it simple, because a lot of you guys are going to complicate things a little bit too much, and you're going to be stressed out. You're not going to understand why you do things wrong. But if you do this, it's going to be really hard. And I want to show you guys some example of this. This is the best example of belief. Talking about support and resistance line, that they should be drawn vertically. Okay, let's say. So vertically we say like in that sense. Okay. If we say this, support and resistance line are drawn this way. Yeah, that's possible. But this is the best example. You guys can let me know if the trend going forward or backward. Comment in the chat box, let me know if it's going forward or backward. I'm curious. So forward or backward. I'll tell you guys, I think it's going forward. I love it, love it. This is Nega. He says forward and backward. When I said forward, he said forward. When I said backward, he said backward. It's pretty cool. Curious to see if other people are going to reply. But yeah, it's pretty much that way, right? You could see the trend going both sides. Whatever side you pick, you're going to see it that way. If you say it's going forward, it's going to go forward. If you say it's going backward, it's going to go backward. And this is what we talk about beliefs. Yeah, in fact, it's only going one way, but you can see it both ways, right? Could be forward or could be backward. And that's the beautiful things. But if you think that support resistance line should be drawn vertically, that's what you're going to do. And that's what you're going to reflect in the market. So when we think about belief, it's really, really what we talk about here. It's really important. And again, you could believe this, that you have to draw all the lines on your chart. All these small lines, like on many time frames, to be able to trade. Like, do you believe this? Maybe, right? Like, you guys let me know if you believe it or not. I don't believe it, but you guys can believe it also. Or you might believe that the only way to trade is with moving averages. That the price moves because its moving averages cross. You could believe that. Totally fine. If that's what you learn, you might believe it. And it's totally understandable. So I want to share with you guys how I look at the market now. Because those things are only like kind of crap. They're only things that people say all the time. You see this on every forum. But people never simplify this as much as possible like this thing here. So I want to show you guys exactly how that works. There's 4 kind of phases of the market, and this is something that I learned with my private coach a few years ago, and it really changed the whole way I see my trading right now. You have 4 phases in the market. If it's not going this way, it's like another thing that you don't want to trade. But if it's one of these things, then you want to trade. So there's four parts. It's either like the foundation, the rise, the consolidation, or the decline, and then it starts again. It doesn't mean that the phase is gonna be like this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be it could vary. You could have like a foundation, a rise, and then a foundation, or then like a foundation, a decline, and whatever. Okay, it could be different parts, but we don't really care. I just want to show you guys how that works. Foundation is going to be a place where price moves sideways. So you're going to be able to draw a support, so below here, and a resistance here above. Okay, that's the foundation. So price is going to move sideways here. That's all you have to remember. In this part, you have to use sideways strategies that work in sideways market. But at some point, of course, the price is gonna kind of break out of this foundation, of this range. You're gonna have this breakout. And when price breaks out, if it works, it's gonna create a rise. And the rise is gonna be like an uptrend. Price is gonna make higher highs and higher lows. And at some point then you're gonna, like, this is not gonna continue forever. At some point it's gonna stop. And that's where you're gonna have the consolidation. Okay, where price gonna again comes back to a range, consolidate within the range. You're gonna be able to draw a support and a resistance. And then at some point, this is not gonna be forever, of course. The price is gonna kind of break out. It's gonna decline. So it's gonna break down and then go back to decline. And when it's gonna decline, you're gonna make lower lows and lower highs. Right? That's gonna be this phase. Lower lows. So you have this low, and lower highs. So this high and this high right here. So that's the decline. And then it's always a matter of these things. And it's going to be a foundation again or something similar. What you need to realize here is that this thing here, when you can identify it right, is going to tell you exactly what you need to trade. Right? Exactly what you need to focus on at this point. If you're in the foundation, there's 2 things you can do. Number 1 is going to be you buy, so either you buy at the low, sell at the top of the range. That's one thing you can do. Or the other thing is going to be you wait for the breakout and you buy the breakout. Or you sell the breakdown. It could be the opposite way. So 2 things you can do. Either you buy here, sell here, or you buy on the breakout. Right? That's the way. And then the rise, the only thing you have to consider is going to be to buy on those pullbacks. If you see price has been breaking out of a range and is trending, the only thing you should think about is to buy on pullbacks. When price does like a low like this, maybe to a prior zone, maybe not. But when price comes back down and pushes back above, this is where you want to buy. And then you have this consolidation. The only thing again you should think about here are either buying at the low, selling at the top, or waiting for the breakdown. Okay, this breakdown here. And then you sell the breakdown. And then once it does the decline, the only thing you should care about are going to be waiting for those retracements. So you sell here or you sell here in those retracements. Those are going to be the only place on the chart where you should trade. All these places in between, like here, like here, like whatever here, they're not places where you should trade. They're only places in the chart where price might move or might not move. And it's where you're going to lose the most money. It's not where you're going to make money. The place where you make money are where price is likely to reverse. Like we talked about this place here, this pullback, right? That's, let me see, this retracement. All those places, these are places where you can make money. But you're not going to make money in between the zones. So it's really important, first step, for you guys to know where to trade, and then to apply the right tools. If you're going to trade here, the RSI might be a really good tool for you to trade, because the RSI works great in sideways market. But if you're here trending, don't use the RSI, because the RSI is not going to work great in trend. It's going to be like messy. You're not going to understand everything it's doing. So here you might be able to pick moving averages to trade, or you might pick Bollinger Band to trade. Here, Bollinger Band might work fine also, but the moving averages are not going to work fine. They're going to be a mess to trade. You're going to lose all your signals, right? So that's really important to understand first. The way you look at the market and the place you analyze, this is really important because it's going to be where you put your trades. And then you use the right indicator at the right time. And that's how you create a good strategy. How you create a strategy that's going to give you a high reward and help you trade a lot more and have a lot more winning trades compared to what most people have. So this is the lesson on this. I know it could be complex. If you guys have any question on this, let me know, because I know some people don't get it the first time. It's fine. There's a lot to explain here, but if you guys have any questions, type them in the chat box, and it's going to be my pleasure to answer them, of course. Next key now. It's going to be becoming aware. And that's a big word. Like, I hate that word because it's so broad. Becoming aware. But Andrew Menaker said, trading is all about dealing with the feeling of being uncomfortable. And all that starts with awareness. How to be aware. So there's a few things here. You have to be aware of how you feel and why. And this is a big mess because so many times in trading we feel emotions. We feel some things. We feel stressed, we feel angry, we feel disappointed, we feel mad, we feel like whatever. There's so many ways we feel excited, but we never ask ourselves the question, why? Why do you feel that way? Why do I feel this way? Like, is it because, well, maybe I feel stressed because I didn't look at my plan this morning, or maybe I feel stressed because I didn't put a plan on paper. Maybe I feel angry because I've had many trades in a row that were losers. Maybe I feel excited because I took too many good trades. But once you can figure out the why, then you can know how to deal with it, what you have to do. So let's say you feel stressed, and it's because you didn't write your plan on paper. Well, the first thing you should think about, like, you're gonna know, I feel stressed because I don't have a plan. You can identify this, but then you know what to focus on, what you need to work on first. The thing you need to work on is going to be creating your plan, writing it down as soon as possible, to not feel stressed again. And if you feel angry because you had too many losing trades in a row, is it really a valid reason to be stressed? Is it really a valid reason to be angry or to be disappointed? Well, no, it's not, right? Because you could have so many new losing trades in a row, but you don't control how that works. So once you understand why, you can figure out how you need to solve it, and whether you can solve it or not, or whether you just have to kind of relax, put yourself aside a little bit, and refocus to get back on your right state. So this is really powerful. And I hope you guys can make this a little bit more. Whenever you feel something, like, ask yourself why, and try to figure out how you can work on it. Then become aware of your strength, what things you're good at and not good at. And this took me like a long time, because I didn't have anyone to guide me through what I was good at. But once you know what you're good at, you can really focus on trading only that thing, and trading only that time frame, that pair, that indicator, whatever. But you're gonna get much better result because you know you're good at that thing, and you put aside all the other things you're not so good at. But you go all in on the things you're really good at, and that's really important. I'll give you guys an example quickly because that's a big topic. And a long time ago, I figured out that for me, trading like intraday, like scalping, let's say, was not good for me. Or taking a few hours in my morning was not good for me. I was not feeling happy the rest of the day. But really, my strength for me was trading intraday. Was looking at the chart a few times and was to trade swing, to look at the chart a few times per day. Because then I really get to analyze the market. I get to be patient. I get to take my time to look at the chart, and that's really much helpful. Because then I know I'm good at this. And I know even what pairs I'm good at trading. I know what pairs I'm bad at trading because they always move weirdly and I cannot place my stops right. But some pairs I'm really good because I know those pairs, they work in some fashion. They work very simply, and I can trade them easily. I can put my stop right. I can put my targets right because I know how they behave. And I just put more energy on those pairs right now because I know these pairs are much better and they're much more simple to trade. Sometimes it could be like one setup you're good at trading. I know like one time I tried trading Fibonacci and I just couldn't figure it out because it's really too subjective. But some people are good at it and they're gonna focus, they're gonna go all in on that and Fibonacci. For me, it's not gonna be that because I don't trade this right. I need something that's gonna be more kind of detailed, more precise, so I can enter my trades. But you need to figure out what things these are, and go all in on those, and that's gonna be much more better for you to go to get your investment. And then it's your weaknesses, like what things you're bad at. And I just said it, like Fibonacci, I'm bad at trading Fibonacci. But unless you understand what you're bad at, you cannot move forward. And of course, if those things that you're bad at are things that you need in trading, like let's say you're bad at controlling your emotion, you're bad at being patient, well, those are things like you have to use in trading, in any trading. So you have to work on those. And you have to be able to work on your strength to become better, and work on your weaknesses to avoid having those weaknesses ever, because you don't want to have those weaknesses again. Because sometimes they're essential for you to trade right, to trade successfully. But the first thing, of course, in all this is going to be to be aware of what you need to work on, what you're good at, what you're bad at, and what is the most important thing to work on right now, right? And of course, like what you need to learn. We talked about that a little bit before. What are the things you need to learn right now? Like, are you bad at managing your patience? Are you bad at managing your emotions? Those are things you need to work on as soon as possible, because you're gonna need them in the future. Or are you bad at placing your stops or placing your exits? Those are things you need to work on as soon as possible. But the moment you become aware, it's already the first step, because you know what to work on, and that's a big lesson. So I'm curious now. I'll ask you guys, what is like the one thing you need to work on right now? Out of curiosity, like what is one thing that you want to work on and get better at? Is there like one thing, or could you figure it out or not? I'm just curious, and I'll move forward a little bit because I want to respect your time for you guys. But comment below and let me know, of course, what is that one thing. And of course, yeah, what you need to. We talked about it a little bit before. Cool. So I did have one bonus aspect I wanted to bring to you guys. And that, I'm really a big fan of it. Like, it's probably the thing I talk the most about to any trader, and the thing I think I write the most about. And Naga, you're gonna probably love that one. So building new habits, building solid habits. And I love this. This is Usun Trang, one of my friends in Montreal here. He said on my podcast, when successful traders show up, they're ready to execute, and they know exactly what they should focus on, because they've built the right habits to move forward and to trade correctly. And a couple of habits you guys need to work on. One of them is going to be morning routine. How do you wake up in the morning is going to be the number one thing that's going to propel you throughout the day. If you wake up stressed, if you wake up angry, if you wake up like, I don't know, like in a weird state, which happened to me a lot, or if you wake up tired, well, you cannot move forward in the day. And if you don't wake up in a confident state that you can achieve whatever you're going to do that day, well, you're going to screw up, right? Because if you're not confident, you'll always find a way to lose. And that's just how it is. There's no other way around. So morning routine is really important for you to get up energized and to know, like, to be confident for the day that's coming. And that's really important. So if you guys want to know more about this, let me know. But I can share a couple of things for that for sure. The other one is going to be journaling. Tracking your progress. We talked about that. Tracking your lessons. How you perform every single day. And making sure you move forward. And of course, sleep. Sleep is a massive habit. Not enough enough sleep, and you'll get really bad results in trading. Enough sleep, and you'll always be in your state. You'll always be energized, and you'll be ready to move forward. And that is powerful. I've told you guys a couple of times. It's really a big habit you can implement. Enough sleep leads to a lot of income, if you do it right, of course. And then the get back up ritual. This is my favorite one, because there's always going to be a time where you have your day, you go through the day, and then you have some things to disappoint you, something that doesn't go right, that goes really, really bad. But of course, you cannot like, just stop there. You have to find a way to get back on track and to get back up, as we say. So a get back up ritual to get back on track, to be ready to move forward, and to not be affected by that event that's bad in your day. This can be like, for me, it's really like sometimes taking a walk, going outside, taking a walk of like a 20 to 30 minute walk, taking some air, and coming back inside, and then going back to the next thing. But if you don't have this, you're always going to be stressed out between events, trying to react to everything and trying to make the best of everything. But it's not going to work out. It's not going to be helpful. So you need to have this get back up ritual as soon as possible to get back on track whenever something's bad happen. For some people, it's going to be music, right? They listen to music and they feel better right away. That helps, of course, but exercise is a big one, or whatever can bring you back on track. If it's going to be like watching TV, well, watch TV. It's going to be helpful. If it's going to be like, I don't know, like watching a video online of me like screwing up somewhere or whatever, do it. It's going to be helpful, right? So, but you have to figure out what thing is going to be helpful for you guys to get back up whenever you have like a bad trade, a bad week, or whatever, right? You have to have this get back up ritual as soon as possible, and that's the big one. All right, I see one of the things someone wants to work on, BL1, is patience and stay focused. Okay, love that. That's cool. That's really cool. All right, so let's recap. A couple of things we talked about today. Forex trader success path, how to move forward, how to get to trade live in 2 months. First of all, you get to be inexperienced, which every trader goes through. You have to focus on how traders think in general. Then you have to get set up. Don't get overwhelmed in details at that point. Try to focus on moving forward and try to at least try a few things for like a month. And then there's the game of mastery, right? Where you have to master things for at least a month. Try to master every single part before moving forward. That's really important. Then killing your expectation, right? You have to stop expecting anything, because if you expect something, you'll always be disappointed all the time. You might be happy for a few months, but then at some point you're gonna be disappointed. At some point you're gonna be disappointed, and that's gonna be a big problem for you guys. And then keeping track of your progress. That's a big one. If you don't have a notebook on your desk right now, I recommend you like pick one as soon as possible and start to write every day in it, like all the lessons you get, all the things you should put in place, and that's gonna help you guys a lot. Okay, 3 changes you need to make. We talk about it a lot. Be present, learn the right technical analysis, and become aware. And bonus is gonna be to build solid habits. That's gonna be super helpful for you guys. And that's gonna be a question right now. What is the number one reason preventing you from reaching your goal right now? So what is the one thing you guys see the most problem with right now? Like, what is one thing that you struggle with the most? And I want to know, because that's something I can focus on for you guys a little bit more. Is there like one thing that you feel is hard for you to do? Like it's painful, or you don't want to go through it, or you have a problem doing it? Is there like this one thing, or it's like many things? It's possible, but there's probably one thing preventing you from moving forward. It might be like your job is making you waste time. Learn to meditate. Love that. That's a good one. Meditation is big, man. That's cool. I am 77. Cool. Meditation, yeah, it's big. It's a big one. And it's something I started to do like 2 years ago, and kind of missed out a few times when I was traveling. But yeah, it's a big one. Because when you meditate, you can be really focused on how to perform and how you act. And yeah, it's a big one to stay calm, stay patient. Yeah, that's really cool. And it's not that hard. So I am 77. You're saying learning to meditate would help you move forward. Is that right? Being consistent. Oh yeah, that's a big one. Love it. Cool. being consistent is such a big thing that people are like everywhere trying different things. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I love it. Love it. Cool. So I'll wait for you guys' answer, but I want to jump into the writing because I don't want to like do this until 10 p.m. I want to stop quickly. So from here, you're gonna have two choices, guys. Either like you figure out everything on your own, which is gonna be like this curve here, where you kind of grow all the time a little bit, but like just a little bit, right? And probably that's not what you guys want, because you're here, you want to learn as much as possible. And if you want to learn, like the best thing is gonna be to get in an environment with other traders, other supportive traders, and that's gonna like move your curve of like your learning curve from this one here to this one here, because you're gonna learn much faster and in such a short period of time, right? You're gonna get that much more experience, which is really big, and that's a big change. So those are the two choices you have from now. And what I'd like to propose for you guys tonight is me helping you reach your goal faster. That's something I've been doing for the past, I think, 1 year from now, and it really helped me a lot, and it helped a lot of people as well. So what I've been putting together for these past 2 years, guys, is the Desire Trade Academy. This is like the one place I want to put all my trainings together, all the things even I trade. I did some training on it to make sure that I will stay on track, and I've made this available for you guys to go through and to practice and to learn. And what I did so far is that I put up this academy with all the things that are needed to simplify your trading. So all the things you need to put in place to simplify your trading. So for now, there's like 4 courses inside: the Trading Strategy Series, the Ultimate Day Trader, as well as the Power Trader and the Trading Strategy Playbook. Those are 4 core courses that you guys need to go through and really help me simplify my trading. This is more about like swing trading. This is more day trading, swing trading, of course, or kind of multi-time frame. And this is like a whole course of psychology, trading, swing, and all these things, like all the things you need to learn to trade. And obviously, like, there's more than that, because I want to help you guys stick to one thing, of course, be consistent with one thing. So this is what I've been putting together, of course, over the past year and a half, almost, is bi-weekly office hours. So basically, you guys can come in every single 2 weeks, and we do like office hours. You can join anytime and be able to talk with me live at whatever time you want. So we have like this block of time every 2 weeks where you guys can come in and talk about whatever problem you have, whatever challenge you face, and I'm there to answer your question, to help you guys figure out how to move. And we used to do like mastermind calls, but this is much more powerful, because people can focus on what they need at this point, and I can really provide like really precise advice on how you can move forward. So it's kind of a one-on-one coaching session, but like in group. And then we have some live day trading session if you guys want to day trade. We have some accountability system where you stay accountable to your goals, and we'll make sure that like we do everything possible for you to reach your goal. And we have some result guide and checklist. There's like 13 now, which is really a lot of how you can implement many things like price action. There's trading checklist. There's indicators checklist. Everything you need basically to put everything down on paper to make sure that you follow the right things. And we also have a step-by-step calendar on how you can move forward every single week and not miss a step. Because like so many times people miss a step, but they don't follow the calendar. So if you have like this calendar on paper of what you need to do, what you need to go through all the time, it's much more helpful for you guys to know what to focus on. And like every week there's like an assignment, one thing you need to complete, or like every 2 weeks sometimes. So you get to know what you have to do for that week, and you have to do it before the next week. So it helps you like stay on track and be sure that you're gonna reach your goal whenever you complete all those things. And we also have like a Facebook group for mastermind calls and for elite members. Those are traders who wanna exchange with other people, and that's the best part. Having a community of people who can help you move forward and stick to your goal. That's really awesome. We have some like big conversation in there, because people like they reach out to get some help on some subjects, and then some people reply, and they get to do like accountability calls sometimes. So after like 2 people who do calls every week between them, and they talk about like whatever they need to focus on, what things they want to focus on that week, and they just like do calls every week like that. between them, like two people, to make sure they move forward. And that's the big key, because people here are really serious about trading, and they know what they need to work on, and they talk together to make sure they move forward. And here are some of the members, guys. I won't read through all of these things, but it's some of the members that went through the academy. They've had some big results. So Mike, Brian, John is really active in the Facebook group, and Tom has been there also. So those guys really love it. And actually, guys, right now the academy is sold for $69 per month, which is like $828 per year if you do the calculation, which is pretty expensive. Like, it's a lot, but it's really worth. Like, it's worth 10,000 times that price for sure, because people get so many results from this. They like are able to jump live in 2 months, which is really awesome, because they get my advice, and they can get to go through all the trainings, get to the office hours, and it's just such a good way to move forward. But what I want to do for you guys today is I want to give you guys kind of bonus. So for people who join right now with this academy, you're going to be able to get a one-on-one trading implementation call with me. So you're going to be able to sit with me one-on-one to talk about your trading plan, like what your trading plan looks like, whether it's right or not, how you can make sure to tweak it better so it's like more in place, and so you know exactly what you need to focus on. So we'll do that like together one-on-one to make sure you know what you're doing, and that's, I think, really helpful for you guys. I've seen people like did this session, they move forward right away and they were able to trade live like the week after. It's possible, but this is really helpful for first five people only. So in other words, you'll get the academy plus the implementation session, which is worth $297, and that's like worth $1,000, $125 per year. If you conclude like the per month, per year, it's worth that. So what I want to do today, guys, is I want to offer you guys the whole thing for $299 for a lifetime. I used to sell like a yearly membership for that price, but for you guys today, like, because I'm doing this coming back from travel, and I want you guys to like be able to get that training as soon as possible, I'm gonna do it like for $299 for a lifetime. So basically, you get it once. You don't have to pay anything else after that, and that's what you get. Like the one-time session is private coaching, plus the academy, like the whole training, and the one training I'm gonna put pretty soon out there. You get all this for a lifetime, and all the other training I'm gonna do in the future, you all get them right away in the academy. They're all included in that price. So the link's gonna be right there if you guys want to join. So desiretotrade.com/success is the link to join. And I do want to say though, if you're not getting the result that you thought you would get from the academy, like if you don't get what you paid for, or at least 10 times what you paid for, I'll be there to refund you like right away, because I don't want to get you guys money for no reason. I think if you don't get the result you expected from the start, you should not have to pay. There's going to be like a 30-day money back guarantee. So if ever you're not satisfied from this, well, like, I have no problem giving you guys back your money that you paid for it. Because I'm not the type of guys who's going to pay money for people who don't get what they expect. And I want you guys to be satisfied 100% with this. So that's really clear from the start for me. And I want to address this a little bit. People who are short on time. Because I know a lot of people, like, they're short on their time. They don't have enough time. And what I want to do this here is that really what's in the academy is really going to simplify everything you think of trading. Like, it's really simplified. And there's no modules going to be more than 30 minutes long. So all the things are like condensed to give you guys the most like important stuff and the stuff you need to use to apply. Right? I won't talk to you about stuff that's random or that no one talks about, because it's not helpful. So I want to help you guys focus on the right stuff that you're going to be able to use and make this as short as possible. So you guys can like watch this in like half an hour and then implement right away as soon as possible. So thinking that this takes a lot of time, it's not going to be right? It doesn't take much time because everything is like so condensed. So you guys can have the right action and can get results as soon as possible. And what I want as much as possible is to help you guys save time. Like we've talked about it before, there's so many people who want to save time, have time freedom. But if you spend time figuring out everything in trading, this is not time freedom. Like it's like time consuming. You spend so much hours trying to figure out everything. So I want to help you guys simplify everything into one place that you guys can learn from. and get the most simplified things as much as possible, which is gonna save you time a lot. Save you time so many hours. Like you're gonna be able to save so many hours. And of course, it's not for everyone. Like some people think that they can buy this and then get rich quick. It's not gonna work that way. Like you have to learn and you have to go through every single modules first. And if you're not committed, like I want to make sure you guys are committed to join that thing. If you don't think you can go through, if you don't think you can get result and contribute to the academy, of course it's not for you, right? That's clear. And if you don't have a passion for trading, of course it's not gonna be for you. Because we talked about that in the beginning. If you're not passionate about trading, it's not gonna be for you. You're not gonna move forward because you're always gonna find a reason to lose. And this is a new thing I've decided to put out recently. 10% of all the sales are gonna go to a charity organization, which is something I tried this time. Cause like I know we have the power of trading full time. You guys might have the power of trading full time pretty soon, and I want to make sure that we give back to some people who cannot trade full time. Like some people in some countries, they don't have internet. They cannot trade full time. It's impossible, right? It's not even an option for them. So I want to make sure that we give back to those people. That's why this time I'm gonna give 10% for a charity organization. Something that I'm gonna pick, and you guys are gonna be able to choose what it is exactly. But I want to make sure we give back to people because there's like so many people who cannot do that full time, and it's kind of sad, right? When you think about it a little bit. So I want to make sure we give back this time. And I think it's time for you guys to send out, right? Think about all the people who want to try to succeed in trading, and you guys today are really like stepping apart. You're like putting yourself aside, and you're willing to go through this whole training, willing to go through all the lessons we talked about today, and that puts you aside right away. But it's time for you guys to stand out a little bit. So if you're willing to stand out, it's already a big move forward to reach your goals, and I'm gonna be there to support you guys along the way all the time. That's my ultimate goal. And you guys cannot believe how much satisfaction I get from helping someone, from helping people reach their goals. So if I can help you guys reach your goal faster and in a better way, I'm really happy to help you guys do that, like as much as I can. So we'll go right now to the question and answer. If you guys have any questions, type them below. I want to take some time to look at the questions that we have. Let me go through that a little bit. But any question you guys have that are not in the chat box for now, type them below, and I'll make sure to cover them right away. We have DVV saying, how can you make a difference between the foundation and the consolidation phase? Cool, that's a good question. So consolidation and foundation are the same thing. Okay, the only difference is that one is going to come before a decline, and the other one is going to come before a rise, right? But you cannot know which one it is. So the thing is, you treat them the same way. Usually if it's going to come after like a rise, you expect it's going to be a rise again. That's like just basic knowledge. Because you have like an uptrend, you expect the next thing going to be like an uptrend. But it does make a big difference. You're still going to buy it at the low, sell at the top, and you still wait for the breakout or breakdown. So it's the same thing. And that's pretty much like something people wonder about. But same thing between rise and decline. It's just the opposite side. But it's going to be the same thing. So you treat it the same way. But it's just to say that one comes before a decline. The other one comes before a rise. But they're all the same in the end. One-on-one, in person, or over the phone. BL1. So depending on where you are in the world, like if I'm traveling near your place, we can do it like in person. But if not, it's gonna be over Skype, over like a video call or whatever, phone call. It's fine for the training plan implementation session. But the important part is that you guys get something to apply and that you get to move forward. So whatever's gonna give you most result, I'm happy to do it. If I'm nearby, I might be able to do like a one-on-one session in person or over the phone. It doesn't matter. It's as long as you are able to move forward. And one question people will get is like, how do they get return from this training? because of course like it's a big thing. Like it's like a 2 month thing that people go through sometimes. It takes 2 months to complete the trainings, and people wonder how they get the return. But I'll tell you guys, if you get this training, which is gonna show you like how to trade, plus how to get the financing to trade, there's no reason why you wouldn't get the return on your investment. And the cool thing I've implemented recently is that I got some people who are willing to put capital on traders, like some firms. There's even like an app for this. They're willing to put, they're willing to invest in traders, and they can help you move forward that way. That's something I've been working on recently, and it's something that you guys are gonna be able to learn from. And I'll tell you guys, $2.99 per like $2.99 lifetime. It's something that you are able to recover really fast from any trading. If you're gonna be able to trade full time, you're gonna get that like in like half a week for sure. Right? It's not gonna be long. So as much as possible, you want to get. I want to help you guys understand that this money that you put down now to invest in your education, you're gonna get it really fast. Right? You're gonna get back really fast, and that's a big key here. And if you guys have any question, comment below, let me know. And if not, we'll conclude here. But I think that's pretty much enough for you guys to understand what you have to go through. And of course, if you guys join the academy, let me know in the comment below. I want to at least congratulate you guys to joining this academy. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Alright, and the other question I got recently is that people wonder like what are they going to learn, all the things they need to learn to become good traders. And as much as possible, I want to simplify things. So all the things in the academy are things that I trade personally. Like there's some things that I've been like recording only for me at the beginning, and I've put them down in the academy so you guys can get it, can get it, and can learn from those. So those are things that I went through, and the exact things that I applied myself to move forward. So you're not getting like anything that doesn't make sense. You're getting only things that I've done, and the whole playbook I have, the whole strategies I trade. You guys are gonna get them from the academy all the time, and that's the easiest way to move forward. Because then I can help you guys on those things and help you guys move forward with those specific things. So that's a big thing that you guys can use for sure. Alright, so if you guys don't have any question, I'll conclude here. I don't want to remind you guys that regardless of not if you join the academy or not, it's totally fine with me. The only thing is I want you guys to put the effort every single day to move forward and to put the action to become the best trader you can be. And I'm really focused every single day on helping you guys build Forex trading skills for freedom. So if you don't get freedom, there's a problem. I want to help you guys get more freedom, and that's my ultimate goal. So if I don't see you guys in the academy, I'll see you guys like next time in the podcast or whatever. But I really want to make sure that I help you guys the most, and then I help you guys move forward. So that's gonna be the message for today, guys. If you like the webinar, let me know. And I'll stop it here for now. If you guys have any questions, comment below. And Vancouver, I just see Saris. Naga, yeah, price will be there tomorrow. You're gonna have like maybe 4 days to sign up, of course. And price is in the US dollar, Vancouver. So it's gonna be US dollar. And yeah, that's it. So if you guys wanna call me or like give me a call, let me know with this link here below. If you have any question, we'll do a call, no problem. Just schedule something with that. And yeah, total is 289, yeah, total for lifetime, exactly. BL1. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, so I'll conclude here for today. And I'll see you guys probably soon. And I guess I'll see you guys soon. Alright, enjoy the day, enjoy the night, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. Ciao.